Good evening, everyone. Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Colleen Marcini, Esquire, with the Kilkenny firm. She would like to say a few words.
If I might. Oh, okay. Good evening. I just wanted to say how very, very happy I am to be here. I grew up in Upper Darby for my whole life. I've always lived there. I raised my family there. You're 2 miles from my kitchen at this point right here, so this is like a 6-minute commute. My mother's whole family's in the cemetery, so I feel like I'm an honorary resident. I've known this town for my whole life. I respect it. It's beautiful. When Sean Kilkenny had the opportunity and the privilege to be the solicitor, I immediately said to him, "Please let me be your backup. Let me be your anything." I really wanted to be here, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols, could you please do the roll call?
Yes, Madam President. Mayor Hempkins. Present. President Lauren Johnson.
Present.
Vice President Rollcloud. Councilor Beatty. Councilor Brooks. Councilor Jones-Waters. Councilor Monroe. Councilor Council Harris. Tax Collector Hughes. Borough Manager. Finance Director. Solicitor.
Oh, you present. Excuse me.
Borough Engineer. Roll is concluded, Madam President.
Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to let everyone know that the vegetable garden at the library has winded down. Everything has been harvested. They planted we even tried to do some asparagus, but it didn't come up this year. We'll try next year. But they even had eggplant and corn. Beautiful vegetables came from that garden. And hopefully they're going to have something on October 1st to totally end it. And at that time, we'll take pictures of everyone and we'll have that put into the newsletter. So I just want to thank Hakima, Renita Alston, and everyone that took part in doing that. Also, I did mention previously Mr. Jesse Peets at the community park with a garden there, and Mr. Roy Hunter that did put the Urban Roots garden here to Yeadon. And Mr. Hunter and I are looking into trying to get a farmer's market here sometime next spring, next summer. So I'll be working with him diligently to try to get that done for the residents in Yeadon. Also, I met with the president of the fire department and the chief just to reach out to them, see if it's anything that I can do to help them. And just assist them in any way. So I think they want us to begin to have some functions here in the hall, so we'll be looking forward to seeing what kind of things they would like to do. Also, I am creating a Citizens Advisory Board. We need people in the community who would like to be a part of doing some positive things, giving their opinions on some things that need to be done in our community. Council does not know it all. And I would appreciate anyone who would like to put in an application. I'll have it put on the website. Please fill out the application. I'm really looking for one person in each precinct, and that way we can combine efforts to try to make this town a great town. And that's the end of my report.
Can you hear me, or you want me?
I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, mayor's report. I'm not the mayor.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Nafis. Only thing I have to report is we had Mayor's Forum last week, Thursday, September 14th, and we honored three retirees. Two were able to attend of the three. Also, the three new officers, and two of those were able to attend of the three. And I believe there were 7 crossing guards that they're unheralded and sometimes underappreciated. They don't get a high salary. It's basically they're doing it because they're basically volunteers. So we're able to honor those 3 categories, and it was very well attended. The next Mayor's Forum will be on have a written report on Thursday, and next Mayor's Forum will be on December 7th, Thursday, December 7th. That'll be the last of the 4 quarterly forums for the year. So thank you, and thank you for those who were able to attend and support our officers.
Good evening. I'll combine a manager's report with the finance committee report as well. As required by law under the Commonwealth, each municipality receives state pension aid, and you're required by September the 30th to report at a public meeting what the minimum municipal obligation is for the upcoming fiscal year. So for the 2024 fiscal year, our MMO, which we are required to put into our pension fund for our police officers, our non-union employees, and our public work employees, are as followed. For our police pension fund, we are required to put in $765,967 for 2024. For our non-union pension fund, we're required to put in $103,958. For our public works non-uniform fund, we're required to put in $42,806 for the year 2024. Departmental budget proposals are due back to the Finance Department no later than this Friday, 9/22. Everyone's working diligently to get those in. We'll start having our weekly budget meetings in the month of October. Information will be posted to the website. The goal is to have the preliminary budget presented at the November legislative session, with a public budget presentation at the December workshop, a budget hearing 6 p.m. the night of the December legislative session, and a final adoption on December 21st, 2023 at the December legislative session. Pro-Champs, the borough's third-party vacant registration company for foreclosures and vacant properties, they have gone out of business. There is a proposal for council's consideration at this Thursday's legislative session to replace them. We have no need to update the ordinance as everything remains the same, pricing as well. This is a revenue generator for the borough. The engineer's report will give an update on our CDBG projects. The Cypress project now doesn't require a borough match, and I know, Megan, you'll talk more about that later, so I won't steal your thunder. The ARPA program, where we gave out community grants, we're just about not through, but we've awarded to date 52 grants so far. Every 2 weeks, we're dispersing additional funds. We're going through a quality review phase right now where we're reevaluating all of the applications. To date, we've received 181 applications, and again, 52 disbursements have been done to date. We're currently working on projects to have fillable applications on the borough's website to reduce paper and increase efficiencies, also an online platform for our borough services. Again, I won't take away from the chief and our public works, but we're working diligently together collaboratively to address the cell block project in the police station. We're working with the chief of police, the public works director, our insurance broker, and management. We meet regularly to ensure that we're compliant, and that project is just about complete. We anticipate it being complete at the end of this month. We started the process of reviewing and modifying the borough ordinances to codify them, making sure that they are definitely up on the website as things haven't been posted in a while. And also, we're going through the process of identifying and updating all borough codes, particularly in the code department, to ensure that we increase the quality of life for residents here in the borough of Yeadon. We are starting the process for our 2024 insurance renewals. We have received confirmation back from our health insurance provider that we will not have an increase in 2024, which is a good thing. So our price will remain the same for 2024. We're working internally to address recommendations from our insurance broker and carrier to address the issues around property casualty, workers' comp, et cetera. Public Works Department is preparing for all of the fall, winter maintenance. Rock salt contract has been signed. Leaf machine has been serviced. Winter equipment is ready to go. And we're also working with the engineer to create a bid specs for our trash collection with the goal to have the bids open and awarded at our November meeting so we can properly budget. That ends my report, Madam President.
Thank you so very much. Is there anything else you
I do not, thank you. Thank you so much for your opportunity.
Tax collector.
The solicitor's office already spoke. At this time, I want to bring up Dr. Stephanie Robinson from the president of the library board. Could you please come up?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Madam President, for having me. Thank you, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephanie Robinson, and I have been the president of the Yeadon Public Library Board of Trustees since January 2023. I came to introduce myself to everyone because normally I'm at the library or I am working. I am a teacher with the Philadelphia School District. I am a special education teacher. And so I just wanted to come and make my presence known. Also, we have an additional board member that we would like to bring on board. Her name is Miss Victoria Bloom, and she will be joining us as of Thursday, September 28, 2023, at her first board meeting. So if anyone would like to attend, you are more than welcome, and we look forward to having any members of the community to come to the library board meeting next Thursday. And thank you again, Madam President.
You're quite welcome. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'd also like to introduce you to Mr. George May. He is a new administrator at William Penn School District. Would you please come up and let us know what you're doing? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Good evening, everyone. My name is George May, and I'm the newly appointed Student Services Community Liaison for the William Penn School District. It's a newly created position. It's the first time this year. Part of my charge will be to create relationships, to target strategic relationships, to connect existing relationships that needs to be stimulated, awakened, or what have you, to support our kids in and outside the classroom, primarily, as we all can agree, before 8 a.m. and definitely after 3:30, and including Saturdays and Sundays, because there's plenty of constructive and productive things that I think we have access to that we can reach. We just need to organize, build relationships, and connect, because they definitely need it. And I think every time you turn on the TV, or you hear the radio, or you're just out opening up your front door, you can see a strong existing need that our kids truly does take a village. And it will take all of us, whether that's coming to the schools to enrich our after-school programs, whether it's coding, whether it's participating in career day, whether it's finding space for them to have a safe space to play with Wi-Fi or to just socialize. Because I believe in the whole body, the whole child, social, emotional, as well as academic. But the teachers are being spread thin, and we have plenty of resources, plenty of energy, and I believe plenty of power if we just make up our minds and understand that together we serve a greater purpose.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Tax collectors report? Do you have that?
She didn't provide it. She'll have it.
Okay, she'll have that at the council meeting. Engineers report.
Good evening. I have quite a few items to talk about. The first two are going to be about bids that were open today, so just bear with me. I don't have all the information, but we have numbers to put to projects. The Duff Avenue Sinkhole Project, which is the 2022 CDBG, was out to bid and opened this morning. That is a grant from the county. The bids came back with the low bidder as Abenizio Contractors for $104,000. That is within the grant amount. The borough will not have to put up their match, and we'll coordinate those documents with the county. On Thursday, I would look for approval from council to award that project, and then we would work with the county to move forward. All of this will be sent as well with an official recommendation to the borough as well. The second project is the ADA ramps and crosswalks at various intersections around the borough. This is part of a DCED multimodal application that was already awarded. Those bids came back, unfortunately, a little bit higher than what the grant is. So we will be working with the contractor to see if we can either value engineer or if we need to remove some of the scope. Again, that will be identified in a memo to the borough. Pending those discussions, we would hopefully look to move forward with an award on Thursday. The third item is the Keystone Grant for the library windows and doors. As previously mentioned, we had put out through CoStar's previously competitive bid request for numbers. It came back with our low bidder as Well-Built Glass at $55,688. That is within $3,000 of the total grant project. So we would again look for recommendation from council to award this contract pending the grant agency's approval. Number 4, I believe this was discussed by Joe at the last meeting, but this has to do with North Providence and the drainage issues off of North Providence and the resident complaints. I would say this was for additional calculations and plan details in the amount of $5,000 that was discussed and requested to complete this work. And I believe more detail was provided last month as well. The fifth item is in regards to the Arley grant for ADA and signal upgrades. In conjunction with the larger TA set-aside West Cobbs Creek project, there is a separate signal project at McDade Boulevard. And to move forward with the signal upgrades and getting that corridor safer, like the speed humps and speed slots that you just saw, we would want to do additional minor work contracted by TPD, who did the original permit design. This would be a very small addition to the permit phases, so we can move forward with this project sooner rather than waiting out the full TA set aside, which is the 2-year permitting process. The sixth item would be Delco Greenway grants are due September 29th. Delco Greenway grants. It's Delaware County's 4th annual round holding these grants. In discussing with Mr. Nichols and then also Public Works, we are looking to put a potential application in for basketball courts at Community Park. And that I would need a resolution at the next meeting to move forward with that. And then number 7 is just an update on Cypress Avenue. All the work has been completed. We are finalizing the paperwork, but that was another CDBG application that has been complete and working with the county. The borough does not have to pay their match as well, and all the construction costs were covered by the county. That's everything I have if you have any questions.
Thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Basically, you did do your financial report, okay.
And we did the 2 presentations as well.
Mr. Stokes was not able to be here tonight. Public Works Superintendent was not able to be here tonight. Chief, could you come up and give your report, please? Thank you.
Good evening, Madam President, Council. The Yeadon Police Department responded to 1,066 calls for service during the month of August. There were 5 criminal arrests in the month of August. There was 1 for burglary and related offenses, 1 for theft and related offenses, possessions of a controlled substance and related offenses, possessions of a firearm and related offenses, and 1 for receiving stolen property. There were 2 non-traffic summary citations issued, 1 for disorderly conduct, 1 for public drunkenness. There were 17 traffic tickets issued. There were 1,307 parking tickets issued for the month of August. The new officers are progressively through the field training program. And just to highlight, I had a couple meetings this week. We are diligently working on a budget, as the finance director said. But the couple meetings were with the school district, and specifically Dr. B. Coates, in reference to Friday night lights. They are still going to have Friday night games. We have one coming up this week against Bishop Shanahan. They're going to increase their security around the stadium. And like I said, we're working together with them. Myself and the other chiefs in the area will be visiting Penwood and 9th Grade Academy to kind of brief the students on the new requirements. There's not going to be any more people coming in after what in the past at halftime the children would come in for free. That's done. They're going to have tickets prior to coming into the stadium. They're still going to have to get wanded. No masks, no head coverings, no backpacks. We're working together, and hopefully it'll be successful. I'll be there Friday night. Then the next game after that is going to be Friday, October 13th against Chichester. They did agree to move the one game on Saturday. It's going to be Saturday, October 21st at 2:30 against Academy Park. And that's about it.
Thank you so much. Guess we have to come out and start supporting our youth with their games. Okay, let's see. Is anyone from the fire department here? I don't think so. Mr. Hunter for recreation.
Good evening. Just very briefly, I think Madam President talked a little bit about the garden at Community Park. It's been a delight working. I was there for the cleanup on Saturday, but the gardeners have really sustained this project over, I guess it's been 3 years now that we've had the garden, and tremendous amount of fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, I guess the fruits and vegetables were so good that someone stole a watermelon, and before it was even ripe. So they've been coming in, but it was fantastic. The vegetables that were grown were given away on Saturday, and as I checked the baskets, nearly all the vegetables were gone. So it was really a fantastic situation. We're looking forward to expanding the garden next year and add some more people and some more room and try to work on a new design for the garden so we can grow some more fruits and vegetables. The Urban Roots Farms vegetable program has been going on for, I guess it's been 3 years now. That's every Wednesday, not doing it this Wednesday, from 4 to 6. We have 60 people registered in the program, and so we give away a lot of fruits and vegetables during the course of that program. We're here in Borough Hall on Wednesdays from 4 until 6, and thanks to Farmer Jack, who runs Urban Roots Farms, for giving us all these vegetables. In addition, the library, I don't know if you talked about the library. The library had a garden this year. The Nile Swim Club had a garden this year. We have a garden, so we're becoming a green suburban town with a lot of vegetables, a lot of gardens, and we have trees. back in August, there were 5 Yeadon residents, including myself, who went to a tree symposium over in in Collingdale, given by William Leiter, who's a certified arborist. So we got a chance to take a 1.5-mile walk around Collingdale, looking at trees which needed to come down, which we have a lot of. How do we replace those trees? We've also replaced the trees in the back of Borough Hall with the trees that we have from our program, which is from the Stormwater Coalition. So we're moving right along in that case. YEAA has just finished their basketball program, and we had some ups and downs during the year with during the summer, but we got through it. So they finished their basketball program with over 300 boys and girls who are involved in the program. Right now we have soccer going on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, lower athletic field on the Providence Roadside. So from 10 until we have the little kids, boys and girls, playing soccer at Community Park. Trying to think if we have anything else. Rain gardens. We're going to spruce up the rain garden at Church Lane in Gunther. The grass seems to be growing very, very quickly, but we also have a lot of trees growing. So Public Works put up a sign. So we do have a lot of signage out there, same as we did at the library, letting people know what the rain garden is all about, how it diverts stormwater out of the system. So we put up a new sign similar to the one we have at the Yeadon Library. I guess that's it. The only other thing is, before you leave tonight, we have vegetables in the back. So we have paper bags. We have some delicata squash. So please take some. These can be baked, cut them in half, bake them, put brown sugar, butter in them, but it's really a squash. It's called delicata. So we have some of those left. We also have some green peppers. So if you like peppers, we have some peppers in the bag.
Are they hot?
Not yet.
Okay.
If you really want to get rid of a cold or COVID or whatever, these are really hot.
Really?
So if you like hot peppers, some people really like hot peppers.
Yeah.
So you can put these hot peppers in your soup. I tried one today and it really opened up my head and everything.
Wow.
So they're in the back, there are paper bags back there. Before you leave, grab some of anything you want.
Okay. Thank you so much. Liz Aklovich. Aklovich.
I filed a right to know request in January, which was ignored by our former right to know officer, so I forced to file an appeal with the Office of Open Records. I brought a copy of the final determination in to give to our new solicitor tonight, which he now has, and I'm anticipating a quick response to the final determination of the Office of Open Records, and I am expecting to get the information that I requested and permitted, because government is meant to be transparent. And that's it.
Thank you. Also, Mayor, I would like to congratulate all of the officers who received awards. I'm sorry I was not able to be there. I was working that night. I did the text and forgot to hit send, which is why you got it late. But I'll try to make sure that I am at the next meeting.
It'll be good.
I would like to have seen that.
One mayor's meeting in 10 years.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'll be there. Anyone else would like to speak?
I have a question. It's something that wasn't discussed. It's on the third report. It talks about the ordinance abatement shortening it from 30 days to 15 days.
I can't hear you, Anna.
Want me to just talk here?
Yeah, go, if you want. You want the microphone?
No, it's fine. On the code department, we didn't give that because they're not here. But it says the ordinance changing the abatement treatment from 30 days to 15 days. Just a question with regards to that because I know, depending upon what needs to be done, they may need to get a hold of, people may need to get a hold of a contractor, and you may not be able to get it done within 15 days. So it's just a question with regards to what does that actually mean? And I know that we really didn't discuss this here,
Yeah.
but it's just something that we might want to think about.
It's a good point.
Thank you.
Okay.
And it's for repeat offenders.
Well, it says, and for repeat offenders, I'm not sure, it says, and then it says, and for, so I'm not sure.
They're talking about people that never mow and just
Well,
shortening the time instead of giving them 30 days at a time.
Well, I just want to make sure that it's not for everything, because if they're saying
Yeah,
somebody
well-
needs to fix something that they get a contractor, they've got to get bids.
Right, you need concrete work, you can't get them in.
You want to speak to that?
I'd love
effect?
to, if I might. Good evening. So from what I understand, it's not an ordinance yet. Once it's drafted, and once the ordinance is drafted, it comes here. And what we do is you introduce it, you advertise it, then you have a public hearing on the ordinance. So everyone has a chance to speak, and then council would vote on it. So you are probably, I would say, 3 or 4 meetings, because it has to be introduced, advertised, discussed, and then voted on. So all your concerns could be brought up before the full council, and they would be able to take that into consideration. Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, Ms. Samuels.
I just had a question about the website. So are we actively now working with someone with the website?
Yes, we are.
So we're down to one person, we're actively working with someone.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And
Does somebody from the library want to announce their upcoming fundraiser? There's a fundraiser coming up?
Okay, well, as the secretary for the Friends of the Public Library, hi there. Annually in October, the Friends of the Public Library had a fundraiser to try to get funds to allow the library to do things that aren't covered in their regular budget. Last year, it was on Saturday, October 7th, from 6 to 10 p.m. There will be bingo here in this room. This is not money bingo, it's basket bingo. Tickets are $15 and your support will be much appreciated. Tickets are available at the library now. Anyone who purchases tickets by September 28th gets a bonus.
okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
Nice
you.
to know. Bring some fun. And
Oh, I'm sorry, bring your own food and drink.
oh,
So it's really just the,
cabaret style.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And there will be vendors.
Nice. That sounds nice. And how much is it for the vendors?
Vendors are $15. The applications are available at the library. But I think we're at capacity for vendors at the moment. For our Black Saturday extravaganza, it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we have multiple vendors, up to 40 vendors. But we did a limited amount for bingo because people are really coming to play bingo. But when there's breaks, they may want to do something else. So.
And when is Black Saturday?
Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that's internally in the library, and that's another fun time.
Okay, that sounds like fun. And how much are vendors' tables for that?
That's 25.
Thank you. Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, with new business, I have spoken with Mr. Nichols. For several years, I've been so irritated with the gates around Holy Cross Cemetery. And it is high time that they paint and fix that fence. I noticed that they have started to paint it black, and I want to thank you so much for getting them to do that. That's something that needs to be done. So I will do my due diligence to ensure that that entire fence is completed, and hopefully sooner than later. And anyone else like to speak before we adjourn? So I have no more, yes, please.
I do have a question. I live on Fern Street, and traffic is southbound
but there's a continued problem of people going northbound on Fern.
Really?
Uh-huh. And last week, somebody came around the corner off Long Acre, going down Fern Street like they're supposed to, and somebody was going north on Fern. And they could have hit each other head on. And I just happened to, and this goes on every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I see it, and I don't know what I don't see. But people are bucking traffic on Fern Street. Now, I noticed the other 600 block of Fern has a do not enter sign, but there's nothing down at the Fern and Whitby Avenue end. And people are going northbound on that street. It's one way. And if you're backing out of your driveway, these people are speeding up Fern Street.
Chief, can you look into that?
And somebody needs to do something. Somebody's been hurt.
What 100 block is that?
See, there's 2 600 blocks of Fern. I live on the block between Long Acre and Whitby. That's one way too, but there's no do not enter sign on Whitby. I don't know how many people are getting confused and just going up the street, but they're not even driving slow.
Yeah.
They're like
Okay.
35, 40 miles per hour. So I think some of them are trying to be, I don't know what's going on, but last week the guy almost ran into somebody.
Okay. Now that you mentioned that, for years, around 3 o'clock, if you come from Yeadon Avenue onto Bailey Road and try to make a left-hand turn, sometimes one car can't make that turn because the cars coming from Church Lane, from Island Avenue direction, are in the center. They're blocking the box. So I did have a conversation with the chief, and he's going to be looking into that because it's just awful. This happened. I mean, you may be sitting there through 2 or 3 lights trying to make a left turn with the first car. So he'll be looking into that as well.
And I almost forgot, thank you for reminding me. Next Wednesday, 6 to 7 at the library, I'm going to be there. We're going to be talking about, again, rehashing home safety, auto safety, and personal safety. So it'll be 6 to 7 at the library, Wednesday night. And Mike's, Madam President, Mike's is working on the block, the box, and he's working with.
Already? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Anyone, go ahead.
So I was reading the Public Works report, and it said that all paving projects is completed on all roads. I would like to know, will they ever pave that section right in front of Evans Elementary, where it's like, it's been that way for years, just bumpy and never has been paved? Like when you're going through the driveway or coming out that driveway, right there.
The driveway or the road?
The road part, not the driveway.
Not the driveway.
You know, when you're on the road, it leads into their driveway. So that section, it's always been like that.
And what are you saying, that it needs blacktop?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll put in a call to, I guess you could do that, couldn't you? Mr. Nichols will get in touch with Mr. Pelosi. Is that, am I pronouncing his name right? And so we can ensure that some things start getting done here in Yeadon. Mr. Peets, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to commend you on what you were doing with the vegetable garden over at the Nile. Aren't you involved?
I can't take credit for that.
No?
I wish I could.
Okay, all right, so who?
It is called Jesse's Garden.
That's what I thought. Yes. Well, congratulations anyway.
Well, now I have to get involved.
Congratulations anyway. Okay,
That's the pointer at the Nile.
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you talk about paving, it's like Yeadon Avenue has never really been repaved. It's still a lumpy and bumpy street.
Next.
It's like,
Listen, I was doing all of it.
Yeah.
I was doing the entire length of Yeadon Avenue.
when?
Really soon.
Yeah.
Like
As soon as they're done.
Talking about that at the last.
Yeah. As soon as that's done, it's going to be repaved.
So they can't repave Yeadon Avenue until Aqua's going to totally do something the entire length, all 11 blocks.
It's irritating, I know,
After that, you can start.
but it takes a little time.
Hoping for repavement.
And another thing, Ms. Trueheart, you're interested in being on, what is it? You just said it about a month ago. Planning Commission. And there's another lady who's interested in being on the Planning Commission, so hopefully very, very soon, we'll get that up and running. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Holiday,